Hey y'all, welcome to the Trash Puppy channel. My channel is all about financial investing, cryptocurrency with a sprinkle of conspiracy theory. It's also where stars meet the stocks and celestial cycles influences market cycle. But before we get started on today's video, a little housekeeping. My videos are for entertainment and educational purposes only. It is not investment advice. Also, a quick shout out to my sponsor, XReal. XReal provides me with these amazing augmented reality shades that has a teleprompter built in and a function. So today we're covering Tonix Pharmaceutical, ticker symbol TNXP. I will dive into why this stock has the potential to 2x in the next 6 months. But first, I want to talk about the general stock market. The current S&P is trading at over 30x price to earning ratio. And when you see the PE of the index reach levels above 30, it's a bubble. So remember, no one gets poor by taking profit. So take profits and always hedge your positions. Hell, if you believe a crash is coming, short the market. So first, a couple ticker symbols to keep on your radar. The first one is ticker PEW. Grab a Gun Digital Holdings Inc. Pew pew. PEW, Grab a Gun Digital Holdings Inc. is a company with deep ties to the Trump family, specifically Donald Trump Jr. He has over $4 million invested in PEW. Grab a Gun Digital Holdings is a company that sells guns online. And there's nothing more dear to Americans than our right to bear arms. So keep this one on your radar. I anticipate a 2 to 3x increase in price within the next 6 months. The next ticker I want to talk about is CRCL, Circle Internet Group. Circle Internet Group is a crypto company. They specialize in providing stablecoins. And since its IPO in only June of last month, it has risen over 500%, running as high as $300 per share. It's down 8% today. Somebody is taking profits. Go out and buy you a new car. Now, let's get started with today's video on Tonix Pharmaceutical, TNXP. Today, down 7%. And much of this decrease is due to, as I mentioned, new equity offerings in the market. Tonix Pharmaceutical has an impending blockbuster drug to treat fibromyalgia. There's someone that's very dear to my heart that suffers from this debilitating disease, and I hope she's watching this video. I want to first dive into the last investor presentation from Tonix Pharmaceutical and highlight some of the key points on why I believe this company will 2x, possibly 3x, and go all the way up to $150 within the next 6 months. Their competitive advantage lies in the TNX 102SL. It is the first of its kind drug to treat fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a disease that afflicts 10 million US adults, predominantly women. And 85% of patients suffering from fibromyalgia is dissatisfied with their current medication. Well, let's see what's currently out there and why TNXP has a competitive advantage. The current treatments for fibromyalgia are all either in the opioids market or in what we call serotonin suppressors, your Lyricas and some of your psych meds. Well, these are not the best medications to treat chronic pain management. They're addictive or they kill your function, your brain's function to be happy. This is how I feel about Ozempic and some of these weight loss drugs out there. If there's no ups, there are no downs. If there are no downs, there are no ups. In addition, during clinical studies, TNXP has shown that not only does the drug treat chronic pain, it also reduces a lot of the side effects associated with the current medications on the market, including sexual dysfunction, as I mentioned previously, depression, memory loss, and energy. So TNXP has a drug to treat fibromyalgia, and it's the first of its kind. And with this impending blockbuster drug coming to market, they have filed with the SEC a couple filings to hire more reps and to start a campaign which they call the Move Fibro Forward campaign. And guess what? Both of these marketing efforts requires liquid capital. This leads to their 10Q. So let's take a look first at their revenue year over year. As I mentioned previously, their revenue has been steady quarter to quarter, year to year. Most of their revenue is from a product called SimTouch Zimbrace, which they have purchased, and that purchase is part of a larger effort to push the fibro drug to market. What I like the most about their recent 10Q is that you can see there was significant reduction in net loss. They went from losing, around $500 per share to only $2 per share. That's significant. Now, what I don't particularly like about their balance sheet, it lies in their cash flow. As you can see, their cash flow year to year is around $80 million with a quarterly loss of $17 million per quarter. Look, Tonix Pharma is running out of cash. They even stated this in their 10Q under Note 17. It tells you that the company believes that their current cash resources will only last them until the second quarter of 2016. And that's only for capital expenditures, not all of the other activities, and definitely not for the marketing efforts and the money it will require to bring this particular fibro drug to market. So an equity offering is imminent. They're looking to raise cash fast. So they will be selling more shares at the marketplace to raise more money. And this will in turn depress the stock price. So with that said, this is the Trash Puppy channel, where we dive into all things astrology, and it's where the stars meet the stocks and celestial cycles influences market cycles. So I want to talk about a couple of the leaders at TNXP and their astrological signs and why I believe Q4 this company will 2x. Hey y'all, trying a different format here. So continuing our coverage on ticker symbol TNXP, I need to thank some of my sponsors. First, I have True and Fair Tree Care out of Minnesota. So you have that large tree that's been sitting there for 25 years and it's hanging over your fence about to break and it costs you way too much money and trouble to remove it, well, call True and Fair Tree Care because they'll be true and fair. And no, they're not really sponsoring me. I'm just giving them a shout out because they did a great job on my yard. So continue on today. We're talking about ticker symbol TNXP. Now, after a slight dip during the middle of the week, it jumped 12% in a few hours on Friday. And I anticipate TNXP has the potential to 2x in the next 30 days to 6 months due to its blockbuster, first of its kind fibromyalgia drug. And they have already started pushing a campaign called Push Fibro Campaign, along with hiring 90 pharma reps. So that's going to cost money. And that's the reason why I believe they're going to need an equity raise. Also, I don't have it pulled up right here, but if we go to their financials, you'll see they're burning through a ton of cash. So I'm trying a little bit different format here. I hope it works. They're burning a ton of cash, and even in their filing, they stated that their cash can only last them through the second quarter of 2026, and that's not including CapEx. So that means they are going to have to raise money. So sure, you'll see maybe a drop in price in the short term, but in the long term, this is just creating additional capacity for the company. It's a good money raise. They're not raising money to buy Bitcoin. Here on the Trash Puppy channel, it's where celestial stars influences market cycles and the stars beat the stocks. And I want to tell you the real reason why I believe Tonix Pharma will double here in the next 6 months. It is because of their esteemed CEO, Dr. Seth Lederman. Now, this is Mr. Dr. Seth Lederman right here, the CEO of Tonix Pharma. And he, born in 1957, a rooster, is going to have a very auspicious year in the snake year. Okay? So, also, if you notice, all of his wealth element happens in October. And same goes for their sales VP, Thomas Englese. Born in 1974 of a tiger year. Now, tiger and snake, if you don't know, they're secretly friends. Go watch any Chinese Kung Fu movie, you'll notice.
So you want to be killed, do you? We all die sometime. As for you, you're gonna die now. So prepare yourself. Hey.
So because of these reasons and these esteemed leaders at TNXP, Tonix Pharma's leadership team, and how auspicious the stars are for them, I believe Tonix Pharma TNXP has the potential to 2x and 3x in a very short term. What's the downside? I always, listen, I do all my videos, as you can see, live. I do all my own research. ChatGPT doesn't do any of my research. And I can tell you that TNXP has a great drug to treat my fibromyalgia, okay? And pending approval, it'll go to market and the company will make a lot of money. It's that simple. Right now, they're making $2 million per quarter, maybe to $20 million plus all of their other revenue from stuff. This is the stock to buy. Now,